And that brings me to the one and only Candace Owens. Oh, Candace. Oh, Candace. Well, Candace has had quite the week. First of all, the Egyptian planes, it's now been found out that were in Utah, they never left Cairo. This was found out just by searching Google. Her anonymous sources are trolls exposing how unhinged she's become. I can't say that, but I can say this is a really, really poor look. And this has happened constantly now, where she says something and then she either walks it back with some excuse or she shifts the narrative. And in case you missed it, she also her claim of where these planes all of a sudden were tied to the FBI and the DEA. Well, it turns out they were actually, the address they went back to is the same address that her lawyers were in Delaware. That's interesting. Why would she get the address to her lawyer out and actually not recognize it? See, she's been getting these tips from people and she's just reading them aloud without vetting them. And she's claiming they're massive and she claims she vets them, but clearly not. See, the problem is that yes, the building she wrote about or she spoke about, they went to actually did have a DA office there for a bit, which is interesting as well. But here's the problem. She didn't also say that her lawyers were there. So why leave that out? You got to know that the people are going to find it. There's all kinds of weird stuff going on with this. And then she went to the next level and she's now claiming that Emmanuel Macron and his wife have put out a hit on her life, an assassination hit on her life, to the tune of $1.5 million. Now, I don't know about you guys, but can you think of a single massive entertainer, podcaster, whatever, other than Trump, who obviously is a political leader, or Charlie Kirk, who was not just a podcaster, but was leading the biggest movement in the country for MAGA, the most important organization for MAGA and Trump in the entire United States, in the entire world. He was the leader of that, and that's what he was first and foremost. But other than those two people, Candace is just a talking head. She's just doing a show, doing exposés on stuff. When was the last time somebody like that, a radio show host, a disc jockey, for lack of a better term, when was the last time somebody like that was assassinated or put on? It's one thing to get death threats. That happens all the time to anybody who's famous. I've gotten death threats. But what happens to these people? Do they ever go down? No, of course they don't. You really think Candace Owens is so important that the Prime Minister of France would risk? France is weak. France is not a powerful country. They don't even have one of the best intelligence agencies in the world. This isn't MI6. This isn't Mossad. This isn't even the CIA. You think the French were going to somehow pull this off? I don't, sorry, it doesn't pass the sniff test to me, but interesting that she comes out with this story as soon as her other story starts falling apart. And just like the quartering says, she had actual evidence. She won't be saying allegedly. It's spiraling. And she does. She says the public learns Macron allegedly moved $1.5 million for my assassination. How would the world respond? Not only that, she then goes out and now her show is off the air for the week. This just keeps getting more and more fascinating, doesn't it? I'm sorry, but Candace, I mean, what's happening here? You brought all these receipts. You were on to, and remember, your words as of last week, this story was going to change everything. And now, when it didn't change everything, you're claiming to be a hit put out on you by the Prime Minister of France, who apparently also, she's now tying it to Charlie Kirk. Let me read her post here. Our show will be off the air this week. As an update, Both the White House and our counterterrorism agencies have confirmed receipt of what I reported publicly. They've confirmed receipt, Candace? Have they? Have they? For real? Okay. Emmanuel Macron attempted to organize my assassination per a source close to the couple. Per a source close to the couple. Love those anonymous sources. Also, I will again state that the French legionnaires were involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination. What? I thought this was all a TPUSA setup. I thought it was Israel. What is happening, Candace? Oh my God. Now, can I caveat this real quick? Please give me a second. If it turns out to be true, I will feel terrible and I will recant everything I'm saying right now. But I gotta say, I feel pretty good that that's not going to happen. And here, Candace is giving us the recipe of how to find out if she's telling the truth or not. For all of you who've doubted my claims, you can now look to the President of the United States. You can look to the President of the United States and our intelligence communities to issue a statement to confirm if I'm telling the truth. Okay, so let me get this straight. President Trump is going to say, you know, Candace, they went after Candace. It was huge. It's a huge story. It's a huge story. They went after Candace just like they went after me. Oh my God. They're trying to shoot her head off like they tried to shoot off mine. No, I'm sorry. I don't think we're going to hear a statement from President Trump about Candace Owens' assassination attempt by Emmanuel Macron. I don't know. Call me skeptical. I'm usually a very optimistic person. Call me mean-spirited. But if if Trump is going to be the one who's got to confirm this, listen, if he comes out and confirms it, all right, cool. I will be the first to say, Candace, I'm sorry. I was wrong. But as of right now, this story has the smell of nonsense all flipping over it. And so I just cannot wait to see how this happens, because if Trump comes out and says this is all true, then that'll be the biggest twist that I've never saw coming. I got to tell you. But as of right now, I think it's just as likely that that's happening as me sitting in a booth having a glass of wine with President Trump like my thumbnail. That's how likely I think that is to happen.